Hey guys, my name is Nora Franche, and welcome to the podcast Grateful Blessed Mess, daily reflections for those in the 12 steps. I am a fellow 12-stepper and certified mindset coach, and I am here to introduce you to the value of mindset coaching in your 12-step journey. So if you feel like you are stuck in the steps, if you're slipping and sliding with your abstinence, mindset coaching may help you as it did me, and you can find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. These episodes are meant to invite you in to consider the truths of 12-step wisdom and to join in the very real struggle of living them in action. I hope that it feels almost like a mini meeting, and I invite you to contribute your own share on the Grateful Blessedness Facebook group to keep the discussion going. My comments are based on my own experience, so feel free to take what you like and leave the rest. But my hope is to encourage you on your own daily 12-step journey. As they say, you cannot stay clean on yesterday's shower. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, hey guys. So for today's, I want to talk about that disturbance that he mentioned. So at the top of, well, you don't have the book, but in the middle of the essay, he says that she says, for my dependency meant demand. A demand for the possession and control of the people and the conditions surrounding me. So he's talking about how he had these unhealthy dependencies. He called it his basic flaw, that he had an absolute dependence on other people, other circumstances to supply him with prestige, security, and the like. And I've talked about those attachment needs that are so core to us feeling safe and okay and enough and at ease with ourselves. And it sounds to me like he's saying that he was dependent on other people to get those very primary needs met. And until he learned to detach from those things, he would never be free and happy. And I have one slight adjustment just because I'm a sensitive soul to what he said. He said he wanted to cut those things off, cut off those attachments, like a clean break. And I just have one little adjustment to that, and is that it's not that I'm supposed to snap off these unhealthy attachments I've made, because it was the best thing I could come up with at the time that I made them. But I want to gently allow my fingers to let go and then place them on the thing that is secure. And that comes from it has to go to my higher power ultimately, but it first has to start with me. So I don't have to break or rip my fingers off of the unhealthy dependency, but I do get to lovingly start to maybe pry finger by finger off of that thing so that my hand is then free to grab onto the thing that can give me that lasting security. That is what I'm really craving. And that is my identity given by my higher power. And that is the loving relationship that I have with myself, so that I've always got my own back and I'm always there for me. And I always know how to see myself from a place of love and compassion. Then I can let go of unhealthy demands that I make on other people to meet those needs that I can't meet for myself. Because as an adult, we make those attachments, those unhealthy attachments, often as a child. And the journey and the job that we get to take on as an adult is to start to identify where I'm making unfair demands on people because I formed an unhealthy dependency when I was younger. And I now have the obligation to learn how to depend on myself and on my higher power. And on myself, knowing that it's my higher power giving me the grace to do that. And that's what we get to do. And that is what leads to emotional sobriety. And that is what allows us to live and love from a clean place. And I think just when I started the podcast overall, that was really kind of like one of the missions behind it, other than learning to let myself be loved by God by my higher power, who I call God, was to learn how to love well. And they go hand in hand. You can't love well without also letting yourself be loved well. And I really think it's kind of a chicken or an egg scenario. I'm not really sure which goes first. um, but they go hand in hand. And there's that, he mentions here that we have to have this relationship with God, ourselves, and others, this loving relationship. He mentions it right at the beginning, and I'll really spend more time on this in another share. But that to be in right relationship with ourselves, our fellows, and God, that's how he says it, is what I think is learning how to love and let yourself be loved in each of those three relationships. And that only can happen from a place of emotional sobriety, emotional stability. And that's the work we get to do here. With that, I pass. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you feel that mindset coaching could help you on your 12-step journey, please feel free to reach out and find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. This is not a replacement for 12-step work. This is something outside of the 12 steps. It is simply something that has a heart for the 12 steps and those who are in it. And so, welcome. If you're here, chances are you may also be a bit of a mess. And I hope that you can learn to find some gratitude in the blessings that have come from your messes.